Hello, welcome to the Everywhere We Go podcast, produced by England's Barmy Army, by the fans and for the fans. 30 years of the Barmy Army. Of course, we talked about that on the last episode. If you've not seen or heard it, go back and have a little listen to just how this whole chaos began. There was a big dinner to commemorate the 3 decades of the Barmy Army, and there was 2 really special guests, Paul Collingwood and the legend that is Mark Wood. Now we're going to hear a long chat with both of them who were there and present, mixing it amongst 300 Barmy Army fans in Edgbaston. But we're also going to hear just about the commitment that was shown by Mark Wood to even be there. Settle in and enjoy. Hello, welcome back to Everywhere We Go podcast. We're getting into the swing of this now, Chris, aren't we? It's the Shackles is off. I can't even get the name right now.
Shackles is off us?
Shackles is off us. It's just gone now. Everywhere we go. Big Ashes winter ahead. Big Test summer as well prior to that. Great to be back with you. James Gregg here. Chris Millard from the Barmy Army as well. Alongside, as always, we were talking about the Barmy Army and the 30-year anniversary this year. We played a brilliant piece of history, really. That might sound dramatic, but really history about how the Barmy Army became a thing, 94-95 Ashes series. And it was, I can't get my head around how good that story is. And if you've not watched any of the YouTube clips that are up yet, please go ahead and find them and watch them and share them with your mates, because it's honestly such a captivating watch. And I think Amazon, Netflix, you're all missing a trick. So there we go. You also had a big 30th anniversary dinner the other week.
We did.
300 Barmy Army in a room. I know quite a few people who were there, including yourself. It was quite a lively evening, right?
It was Edgbaston. There was 300 people in the room, and it was incredible the amount of diversity in terms of the people that have been part of this. Like, there's people that were part of this back in the 90s that we haven't seen that came for the dinner. And it was amazing. It was really amazing. It was great to see familiar faces, some new faces that I've not met before as well, but people were there for the shared affection for the Barmy Army and what it is. It was really very much people that really deeply care about this community of people. And it was special. It was lively. I think Edgbaston probably did quite well on the day in terms of takings, but what would you expect on a Friday night with the Barmy Army in town?
No, too right. So you had a couple of special guests as well. Paul Collingwood, who has obviously been in and around the Barmy Army for a long time. He's seen a few last orders, by the way.
Yes.
now he's a fielding coach as well, especially.
We've wandered out of bars with him in far-flung parts of the world, haven't we?
Yeah.
It's it's great. So yeah, Colin, what a legend! Like,
yeah,
talk about cricketing greats. I mean, you'll hear. I won't spoil the podcast, but you'll hear him talk about 2005, which he was part of.
Yeah.
Despite not playing a huge part, he was part of it, and it's quite funny what he says. But then you've also got some incredible moments on the field for Collingwood. I always remember him for that incredible catch.
Yeah, no, I think it's, look, I don't want to be demeaning to Paul Collingwood because I love the bloke, but he's now a fielding coach. I wonder if he'd have put that catch down, if he'd still be England's fielding coach by now.
He was an unbelievable fielder.
He was so good. So good. And also Mark Wood. So these two are going to be on the podcast in a minute in conversation with TalkSport's Sam Ellard, who's great at that. He's really good at kind of bringing the best out of these people. But Mark Wood, if you're listening to this podcast and you know your cricket, you know what character Woody is. He's brilliant. He exemplifies everything that we love about cricketers with personality, and obviously wearing his heart on his sleeve on the field as well as being an amazing fast bowler. And we just hope that he is going to help England to victory come this winter. If he stays fit, he's going to be any. But
100%. He's comfortably the balmiest cricketer to ever play for England, I would probably say. And he doesn't even drink, as you'll hear. But I remember one moment fondly, COVID again, where no fans were allowed, the Barmy Army, we were all sat at home watching it on television, online, and there was a test match going on at the Kia Oval. Not the Kia, sorry, the Hampshire Oval. And he was there because there's a hotel on site. Yeah. He was part of the team. England were batting first. Woody thinks, I know what I'll do. ran up to the top of the main stand, stood at the top with a flag, waving the Barmy Army flag, singing Jerusalem on his own during COVID. Because he always says this, if I wasn't a player, I would be in the Barmy Army. And let me tell you, he absolutely would be.
It's so good, that, isn't it? I love the fact that he says that. And he's also, in my opinion, got the greatest Barmy Army song of all time.
Yeah,
well.
I do agree with that. I struggle to think of one that's better. There are some incredible songs, and like there's been amazing songs over the years, but that one just always seems to hit a little bit differently.
There's no end to it either, is there? That's the best thing about it.
When he's bowling, he bowls to the song. He's a professional athlete playing for England, and he slows how he bowls down and speeds it up based on the rate that the fans are singing the song. I mean, how unique.
So good. All these people talk about, I'm going to block the noise out. I'm in the zone. I don't hear what's going on when, I'm playing cricket or whatever. He's just, no, I'm not blocking any of this out. No sports psychology. I'm going to lean into the fact that there's a crowd of people over there who are all singing this song and going completely berserk. Brilliant.
Yeah, and then running and ball 90 mile an hour.
Yeah, exactly. He's brilliant. He and Paul Collingwood on stage with Sam Ellard. It is a great listen, this. So settle in and enjoy them having a really brilliant, fun conversation from a 300 Barmy Army at Edgbaston a few weeks ago.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the brilliant Paul Collingwood, an England World Cup winning captain, a 3 times Ashes winner, and also the brilliant Mark Wood, a World Cup winner with England.
The scary thing is, he doesn't even drink alcohol. Imagine if he did.
He doesn't need alcohol, does he? Woody, you were just saying over dinner though, that when you'd be playing for England and you'd hear that song, you'd even sometimes time your run in to certain parts of the song to really gain momentum.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. So I would go back to my mark, and then all I would hear would be that I would be walking back, and I would knew that I had to get there was and then I knew when I hit that bit it would be shake it, and then I'd be back in, and then I'd be beginning of the momentum.
That's pretty cool, right?
If I ever needed it, I felt like I needed a bit of motivation or extra little bit, and then there's been times I think of South Africa away, Johannesburg, like the Barmy Army was literally right on that corner as I was running in, and there's been probably 3 times in my career. One, Jimmy Anderson's song where I missed the ball in Test match cricket looking at the Barmy Army. Mo and Ali's song at Cardiff, I missed the ball and thought, oh my god, if they hit that to me, I was like staring at them. And then my own song at the end of the over, I remember I was meant to go to backward point and I ended up walking the 5 leg to the other side because I was just busy staring at the crowd. The 3 balls.
They play a big impact then. They play a big role in your application, yeah?
Huge, yeah.
Before we get into the fun of it, dots and I's, cross and T's, how are you? How are you feeling? How's recovery?
Well, there wouldn't be much twisting, but there'll be a lot of shouting if you get a twist and shout. Yeah, I'm alright. Stitches out a couple of days ago. Collie's been my driver and looked after us there, although he was deliberately bending the wheel a few times. I was in the back seat, sprawled across the seats in the back. And
after you, isn't it?
That was a tough job. 5 hours from Durham, coming down today, and he literally sings every song that's on the radio. And he doesn't just sing them, he makes noises, like odd noises all the time.
Moans and groans.
Yeah.
What did you have on? What station did you have on?
I had the Collie playlist actually.
Any good?
Well, I don't know. It's excellent.
It's good.
Yeah.
Did the job. Did the job. What's it like 5.5 hours in the car with Mark Wood?
I sat in the back just whinging. Most of the time, like, follow Weir's, Collie, like, Weir's, that'll take you the right way. And I'm like, we're in traffic, Friday afternoon, heading to Birmingham, coming on the, what's that, Spaghetti Junction thing? Well, you don't get that kind of traffic in Durham, I tell you that.
Bit more quiet.
Shocking.
Woody, Colin, you've obviously played for England for many, many years. Now you're also part of the England coaching team. So you've been with the Barmy Army as a player, you've been with the Barmy Army as a coach. Just how special is the support? And you particularly think, you know, when it's going great, obviously it's really good. But when it's not going so good, and you're in the field and you're struggling, just how important are all these people, all these fans when you're out there?
These are the best fans in the world. I'll tell you that right now. Although, I have to say, you never had a song from me because I was like, shit.
Don't put yourself down like that.
No, I wasn't the best player, but I have to say, I probably enjoyed the Barmy Army on a couple of occasions, especially after we played the game of cricket. And there's a couple of test matches in particular, one in Napier, 2007. There's probably a few people in here who were in that bar. It was called the Thirsty Whale. Is that right? Was it the Thirsty Whale? Was it? Sorry, I was a year out. Jesus Christ.
Poor knowledge.
It was only what? That's 27. No, it's 17 years ago. Do me maths. But yeah, so Napier 2008, and I think Grenada when I was interim head coach in the West Indies, and I was persuaded to get up and sing a certain song with Graham, who's in it. And the song usually starts like I remember honestly.
Give it a go. You've only got your own song.
I'll only give it a go if I get some backup in this room.
Yeah, they'll back you up, I'm sure.
So I remember getting it. I remember getting in the bar, standing on the bar, and there was.
Back to Phil, then.
But that's what's special about the sport compared to pretty much any other sport, is that players and fans, you can finish, go and have a pint, go and sing a song, and it's completely normal, right? You're probably not, I don't know, possible dance or something like that. You wouldn't get that in any other sport, would you?
But I honestly, I mean, just watching the footage, the documentary there earlier on, and this is what the Barmy Army is all about, is actual support. You don't turn up at a bar and get criticised. Even if you had the bad days. I started back in 2001 and we were terrible. But still, they would come in and still support you as a group of supporters, and that's what you've done all the way through, and you're going to get the good times. I mean, I remember 2010-11 in Australia, and just watching the whole stand, especially at Sydney in the last test match there, winning 3-1, and just giving it to Mitchell Johnson.
Do you want to sing his song? Well, is somebody here want to sing the Mitchell Johnson song? You can take it away. Go on, guys.
He goes to the right. I'm going to sing it. He goes to the memory of that, I tell you what. I was standing in the slips and the whole of the stand. When it came a minute to centre-backs, and he got a first baller. And they sent him off even more. Like, they just, they were the best, honestly, the best ever.
What made that England team and that England period so special, Colin?
It was good camaraderie. It was a very, very good social trip. Whoever put the itinerary together for that trip deserves an MBE.
There you go. Takes one to
Well, we turned, yeah, exactly. Thanks, Sam. We flew into Perth on a Saturday afternoon, 2 o'clock, as a team, and we were in Subiaco pub by 4 o'clock. As you do, because we need, you need to get some food down there and rehydrate. And we left the nightclub at 6 in the morning, and the whole team was there, to be fair. And literally the whole team came out.
You the captain?
The first night.
Jet lag, of course.
No, we're trying to get over jet lag, and that's the theory. Instead of having all these science and medicine people tell you that you've got to eat at the right times and you've got to sleep at the right time, just go out and have a monster session. The first day you get over, have a monster session, it'll tire you out for the next night, so you sleep better the next night. That was our theory.
So when this England team in 6 months' time fly out to Australia, is that going to be a message to the voice?
It always has been.
Just no.
Unfortunately, there's a few more kind of social media around now and some those phone things that capture it. But anyway, so we went into Subiaco and Jonathan Trott was with us, and Trotty gets a little bit anxious the next day. He's like, he gets demons, right? So the next day he wakes up and he's like, I'm not sure what time I got home. And I was like, it's all right, Trotty, I'll probably home. I've really got to check this out. So he asked Reg Dickinson, our security guard, and Big Reg with the Tash, Australian. He said, can you check the hotel CCTV, the footage of what time I got back in? It would be great if you could check. So Reg said, no problem, I'll head down to the video room and we'll check the security cameras. So Reg and the general manager of the hotel were down looking at the monitors, and Reg said there was like a few boys came in at 1 o'clock, a few boys came in at 2, a few stragglers at 3, and then this ambulance turned up on the forecourt. So the general manager's flicking through his logbook on, nothing was reported last night. Why is there an ambulance turned up in the forecourt? And so they slowed the CCTV footage down and the back door was open. It was pretty much like that. The back door was open and Kevin Peterson and Manny Pryor jumped out the back, dancing out of the back of this ambulance with no shoes on. So Reg Dickinson's going, what the hell happened tonight? So we get the story out of the boys the next day that being half South African or close to being South African, they thought they would run back from Subiaco, which is 6 miles, without any shoes on, barefoot, and got to the petrol station, and there was an ambulance driver at the petrol station who said, I'll give you a lift back to the hotel. And that's pretty much how our tour started on that note. And Trotty did get in at a reasonable time, by the way. Yeah, so he was.
Nice of the ambulance people to give 2 English lads a lift back to the hotel, right? In an Ashes tour.
Well, it was started a really good thing that we had going.
Started a pretty good tour. Best moment of your career, though? And obviously there was the World Cup win as well, the T20 World Cup win, but winning Ashes series away from home convincingly, comfortably.
Yeah, look, I think I've been very fortunate to be involved with some special teams and special times. I think the 2005 Ashes in England, the incredible feat of what Freddie Flintoff and KP and all the bowlers, to be involved. I was only involved with one game at the Oval. And I was like everybody else watching us on TV back home going, this is like a soap opera, this is amazing to watch. And then I remember 3 or 4 days before the last test match, I got a phone call. I was on the golf course at Slaley Hall, and the phone call from David Graven saying, Colin, you're in the squad for the last test match. And I'm like, I really don't want to be in the squad for the last test match. Like, this is the most nerve-wracking game that anybody's ever played. I don't want to be involved. Like I would say, oh, thanks, David. Yeah, no problem. Like, great. I came off the phone thinking, I'm petrified.
Yeah.
And to be involved with it was incredible. Obviously, the celebrations afterwards was humongous. But I think if I had one moment beating Australia in Australia, you cannot beat that feeling.
And the sprinkler celebration, legendary.
Which one?
The sprinkler celebration, legendary.
Well, Swanee always wants to take the credit for the sprinkler. And I have to say, he can't do that because we played three 4-day games before the first test in Australia in 2010-11. And I have to admit, the night before the, I think the second 4-day game in South Australia, we somehow just stumbled across a nightclub. But we were looking at the weather apps, and the weather apps were saying it was going to rain the next day. So, as a cricketer, you either press the gamble button or you go home nice and early. Well, on this occasion, we said, we'll press the G button. And then the boys started getting a bit worried about 2 or 3 o'clock. So, we're starting in 7-8 hours' time. I said, it'll be fine. If in doubt, we'll get the sprinkler out. And they were like, what's a sprinkler? So I got on the dance floor. So everybody gets on the dance floor and starts doing the sprinkler, and it became this dance that we had all the way through. So whenever we won a game, we got the sprinkler in, MCG. Yeah. You remember we got in front of the Barmy Army and everybody did the sprinkler.
So basically, everything
pretty much just rubbed it into them.
Everything good from that tour basically came from being in a nightclub, right? That's basically
Yeah.
There we go. And just one more for you, Colin, just on that World Cup win. Lifting the trophy, a World Cup winning captain. How special was that for you as well? Because we know not many England captains have had the honour to do that.
Yeah, look, it was. Thank you. Look, it was surreal, and I've always said if you could bottle that moment that we all felt when those winning runs were hit, if you could feel the kind of euphoria that you have running through your veins, and the emotions, the happiness, the tears of the sacrifices, all that kind of stuff that you have as a player in that one moment when you're just literally running. You don't know where you're running, but you've got all the teammates just running after you and jumping up and down with you. If you could bottle that, you would make a hell of a lot of money on it, because I've never felt that level of euphoria before, and it was just incredible to be part of that team.
I have, anesthetic.
There we go. Who's winning the World Cup, Colin? Paul Collingwood is a World Cup winner. Mark Wood, you're also as well, obviously, a World Cup winner. That 2019 tournament, what was it like going into that tournament? Because it was an England team, wasn't it, that in 50 over cricket basically dominated 50 over cricket for the best part of 18 months, 2 years, and in no sport really did we ever go into a World Cup. It's kind of like the odds-on favourites to win it. Did you almost feel that extra expectation and pressure on you going into it, given on home soil, and it was the England team who were in such good form?
No, not really.
Just rolled up and bowled, right?
No, I didn't feel I felt so confident in the group that we had, because we're being so dominant, like you'd say, that actually, I was supremely confident. We had some of the best batters, everybody was clicking. I actually felt that as a bowling group, obviously looking from my side of things, it didn't matter what we went for, I felt our batting would get it, which was like, I had such confidence in that. I mean, me and Rash joke now that, Christ, we'll put my batting gear on every week. No, in that team, we never ever batted. It was like, we're bowled, we're finished, like, get my kit up. So, yeah, I just had supreme confidence that we were going to destroy any team that came in front of us. So, when we lost a couple of games early in the tournament, it was like, shit, like, what's all this about? But, the rest is history from those meetings and from the time I really, when it was crunch time, we really delivered. And I think that's a sign of obviously that top side.
I love everybody's individual stories as well of during the Super Over, kind of in between the innings and stuff. Did you have any superstitions during that Super Over were you like in the same position? Were people in same positions, not wanting to move and stuff like that? It must have been a great 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, I was in the Super Over. I was down the bench, but on the in the dressing room, the best bit was Ali Dar, who doesn't speak much English, trying to tell people the rules. We're going to Super Over in a World Cup final, and nobody knew the rules. Nobody knew what was going on.
You took the rules.
And then Trevor Bayless, honestly,
Nobody knew the rules. We didn't even know there was a Super Over.
Yeah,
Seriously, I was assistant coach at the time, Trevor Bayless obviously head coach. I was sat in the balcony and Trevor had no emotions. Sunglasses on, hats on, and when it hit the back of Stokes' bat and it goes for 5 runs, or 6 runs.
you got 6, huh?
6. Trevor Bayless was like, go you good thing. He was shouting at the ball, go you good thing, go you red thing, like this. So it goes, it's 6. And then it slowly dawned on us. I'm thinking, this could be a tie. So I said to Trevor, I was like, Trevor, if this is a tie, is it a Super Over? It's the first time I've ever seen any emotion. He went, fuck. He goes, can you ask the manager? He says, we better ask the manager to see if it's a Super Over. And literally, we didn't have a clue. And then so there was a bit of scrambling around going on once there was a tie.
I love that. And Alan Dodge, my friends for everyone.
Yeah, you couldn't get to speak English, but of course you've got the likes of Trevor, that is actually a really good example. Like, he doesn't actually say much, a lot of it's fuck, so like that. So he's like trying, and Alan Dodge like, and he's like, fuck. So it was this combination of like calm, storm, like everyone. J. Roy was going to go out the bat, and J. Roy, when he gets out, is quite an angry bloke when he gets out and things scatter everywhere. So he's now going out as part of the Super Over bat, and he kind of found his box. This is like the ultimate bad dream. Every cricketer's had it. Like, you get him, and you're like, I haven't got my box on. So J. Roy's now lending someone else's box. Josh Butler's got someone else's shoes on. It was like the dressing room was carnage.
Yeah.
So,
but all
I was pretty relaxed, to be honest. I knew I wasn't bowling. I wasn't going to go on the field, and I didn't have to bat. So
you were just heading during.
I was just like, almost like, I used to get called owl at school because I'm a big guy, so I was just like looking around like an owl and just taking it out.
Woody, with all the Barmy Army fans here, we were having a chat over there over dinner, and I want you were going around asking people about favourite Barmy Army songs.
Yeah.
You know all the songs?
Yeah.
Do all the players know all the songs? Or is it just you? Are you the only one that knows all the lyrics?
I think a few of them know them, yeah. I think a few of them would know them.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to share with everyone
my top 3?
The top 3, because you've got a good solid top 3.
Yeah, so my top, I don't know which one I'd have at the top, but definitely the 3, I think I would have, if I didn't have my own, because obviously I would be biased there, but, so Jimmy's song, but not the Jimmy, when he makes it swing, the Barmy Army sing. There's been times when I've been a bit on, and he's bored, and I find that I'm like, to the same rhythm, I'm like, that one, yeah. Brilliant. Apart from that miserable bastard was like, shut up, fucking bowling. The other one would be Adil Rashid. One of the best.
Underrated
One of the best, lads. Well, Mike would be in there, but I reckon if I had to pick another guy, just because, honestly,
Is this exclusive, everyone?
he's been an inch taller, his chest would be more, and I only loved it because as soon as it come on, I would look straight across because I knew straight away, Johnny Bairstow, straight away. He'd be like, honestly, I'm not going to stand up, like chest.
He does love it, doesn't he?
He absolutely
loves it. I've never seen a fan make as much eye contact with fans and play with fans during the game as much as he does. Just with the injury, we know you've had a lot of injuries in your career and you come back and there's injuries and stuff. You've obviously been in India away with the team. When you have another injury setback, certainly you get maybe a little wilder and stuff, how hard can it be, kind of, not just physically, but mentally as well, to almost pick yourself up and come here and go again, you know?
Yeah, it's hard, but, you know, reference the night that we're having here, this makes things easier, you know, to know that you've got support of your fans, the people that you're close to, you know, all these people in this room, most of them you've played in front of. I've had people come up with us and, you know, speak about Dharmashar or other games that I've played in. That certainly helps and you know, makes you more determined to come back for, not just for yourself, but for these fans and these people. So, you know, the best thing that Collie said is that no matter how we do it, you know the support is there. And injuries are hard, mentally they're very tough, especially when you're trying to give it everything you've got. I'm very proud Englishman, I love playing for England. I know that at 35 I maybe haven't got, you know, much left on my clock, but I'll give everything I can to try and get back and go quickly again for everyone here.
And he's like I would say I reckon Woody's like a Formula One car. We don't need to bring him out on those rough and ragged roads.
No.
We bring him out on those...
Wait, I was sitting in the Pakistan and loving it, was fucking pretty flat.
I'd say
we bring him out on the best tracks.
there we go.
The fastest tracks.
Save for the actions.
Save for the actions.
Right, there we go. That's going to be fun, isn't it? I'd tell you what, obviously you don't ever get injured, but you watching any of the IPL? I mean, would you fancy bowling over that? I mean, it's getting beyond
Nah, it's tough, and like to put in perspective, I was saying this before, is that, so I'll give I played in the series obviously just before the World Cup here and against India, and to people watching on the TV, it might look like we're getting it wrong sometimes, but you're under that much pressure. The wickets are great, these batters are smacking, the boundaries are small, especially in those type of grounds, that, you know, you might land the ball exactly where you want and then they smack it for six. Now, the question next is, do you stick or twist? Am I going exactly the same place or trying a similar place before and risk getting hit again? Or am I trying something different that he might, you know, he's still in that aggressive mode or whatever, and then, so it was difficult out in those conditions because you're not getting much back, you're not getting any seam movement, the bounce is quite true, the boundaries are small, so I'm not going to make excuses that, you know, it was, you know, that was the reason we lost, but we didn't bowl well in those competitions. But when you watch the IPL now, it puts in perspective that actually in those conditions it is difficult to, when there's not much back to get it absolutely spot on. I mean, as a fast bowler as well, you know, I'm giving it everything I've got to land it on a sixpence all the time. Like, that's what makes Jimmy so unbelievably good, Brody, those kind of guys.
I thought Jimmy got an IPL contract.
I actually thought he was going to get a 100 contract.
I thought he did get a 100 contract.
Yeah, so...
Was he upset?
He always looks upset. So it's hard. But yeah, so the IBL scores, I'm not surprised by it. I feel for our lads, you know, Jofra took a bit of heat, but you know, I'm sure he'll come back and show his class.
Did you message Jofra after that? When you
I didn't message him after that. I've messaged him before on injuries or things where he's, but you know, when lads are away with the IBL teams, you tend to just
do their thing.
Yeah.
Colin, how much you love being part of the coaching team now? Obviously you play, now you're part of this incredible new exciting era with Baz. How great is it to be part of the team? Do you always love it as much as when you were playing for England?
This is the most fun I've ever had in a coaching environment, I have to say, since Baz has taken over. And it was the perfect storm. He took over just after COVID. Chris Silverwood had a difficult time during the bubbles and all that kind of stuff. Sorry, I don't know why I thought of it, but when we were in the bubbles in Southampton, and there was no supporters in whatsoever. Woody, were you injured or were you just...
No, fuck off. I was fine.
Were you playing the game?
No, but I wasn't injured.
No, but you were...
I was there, yeah.
You were there. He literally goes to the top of the stand in Hampshire at the Rose Bowl and sings Jerusalem by himself.
You already know what legend. That was so good.
The worst thing is I feel embarrassed listening to little birds from. That's the worst thing about
You
I missed
wanted
it
to
on the
do it.
first. Yeah. The amount of times I've heard that from these lot and I missed it. Sorry.
You reckon you can do it again now? Or if it's gone, you don't fancy doing it?
They can do it for us.
Maybe you finish, you can get us going.
Yeah, but honestly, so just this environment, just the fresh, exciting, aggressive approach that Baz has brought, especially to Test cricket, and obviously Stokesy, their theory on it being Test cricket won't survive unless we make it a lot more entertaining. And I think what we've watched over the last 2.5 years, there's been 23 Test victories in the last 2.5 years since he took over, and I think that's a great record to have. And we've got some amazing players. If you look around the circuit at the moment, we've still got some very, very exciting players. We could be going into that Ashes with a really settled battle lineup, a really aggressive battle lineup, and we could be going in with potentially 3 or 4 bowlers who could be bowling 90 mile an hour plus. And to have that kind of ammunition, how exciting is that going to be to watch going across there to Australia, especially when that first Test match is in Perth on a really, really fast wicket, and then the second one in Brisbane, which is fast wicket. It's like, I think we're all in this room and very excited to watch what's going to happen.
And when you hear Woody Colley speak like that, does that then just give you, like, on the tough days, the long days, the hard days, that extra motivation to get up, do your recovery, when you think what's coming up, not just obviously in the summer, but certainly towards the end of the year as well?
Yeah, I think, just narrows your focus a little bit. Every journalist wants to ask you, are you thinking about the Ashes? And the media answer is, no, I'm thinking about the next game, it's the next game. But every cricketer thinks about the Ashes. It's the biggest series that an English cricketer could have. When I was coming back from the elbow injury, running in the garage in the cold, you think of them little 1%ers. I think, well, are the Australians doing this? At least this is going to make me 1% better than them. And that's the kind of mindset that I try and take in, is when I'm training, I think, right, I'm going to be 1% better than that guy, I'm going to be 1% better than that guy. They're probably better bowlers than me, but doesn't mean that they can try harder, or they can be better that way. So when Collie speaks to that, of course, it's exciting for fans. I think we've got to be very careful in England in general not to build things up to let them crumble, or have a go at people and then build them back in. I think the thing that McCullum has done so well is that it's been a sort of very level when we're getting beat. It's not been too down. When we've won, we've not been through the roof. So I think it's we've got to keep that sort of level thinking or mindset where yes, it is exciting, we want to take in Australia, but we haven't got a good record there. The records are there to be broken, so...
We love that, don't we? Yeah. We love that. We can't wait for it. This is actually Collie and Woody's idea. They said to me they wanted to open the floor to you guys for a couple of questions. If you guys wanted to raise your hands, and I think pretty much show the boys anything they want. They're keen to get your questions. You guys are the Barmy Army. You did have a question... Yeah?
Take the mic out, please.
Yeah, I'm happy to walk, guys. If you guys have got any questions, put your hands in the air. We can get the mics going around, and we can ask the boys some questions.
What's the best golf course you played on tour?
I don't play golf, so it's you.
What's the best golf? We don't play much golf. The best golf course definitely in New Zealand, Tarariti, beautiful.
Hi gentlemen, I'd just like to say that I spent 10 years in the late 90s and early 2000s, and my favourite player was Graham Thorpe. I'd just like to hear maybe some stories. I know he was coaching some of you and whatever, you probably played with him, Paul, but love the guy. He always got us out of the SHIT a lot of the times. Have you got any stories that you can talk about?
Not so many stories, but just the kind of the flamboyant player he was. He was gritty, but he also had, as a batter, he could also take the opposition on. I think it was a double century at Christchurch. Nathan Nassel also scored a double century in that match. But Thorpe was always full of energy, loved a beer, and just like a team man who you could always rely on. He was there for you all the time, and we miss him dearly. We miss him from the coaching setup as well. It's heartbreaking what happened, but we've also got to remember the amazing things he did for our country with the game of cricket. was a superb man to share a dressing room with, both as a player and as a coach.
When Phil Tufnell was bowling against the Aussies and the two boys were down the end, and what did Graham Gooch say to him? And he missed it.
This is one for you, wouldn't it?
Fucking hell.
I don't know.
Tough as was meant for me.
Tough as well. I may look grey, but I wasn't playing in Tufnell era, I'll tell you that right now. Help! Is anybody in here playing with Tufnell?
Anyone in here, sir? No. Guys, that's it. We've done 40 minutes. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. I was wondering if do you want to sing us into Jerusalem? Do you know what we do Jerusalem? Ladies and gentlemen, the brilliant Mark Wood and Paul Collingwood.
Wait, is this your phone? Have you got my crutches?
Many thanks to Paul Collingwood, Mark Wood, and of course Sam Ellard as well. We will have more brilliant guests, won't we, over the course of this summer, doing the Everywhere We Go podcast. They were brilliant. Such an entertaining listen, so atmospheric in that room as well. That was, I'm quite gutted I wasn't there actually for that.
The accent cuts through, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Everything they say is just a little bit funnier.
Yeah.
If you're from the northeast.
Yeah, it's true. And he's lively as a box of frogs, isn't it? It's amazing. And he's the only person in that room who hadn't had a drink as well, which is even more remarkable.
You know what? One of the most remarkable things about him actually attending that event was that he got injured in the World Cup for England probably 4 weeks before that. He was in a leg brace and he was on crutches and he still made it down and he stayed over in the hotel and he leaned into it. He had, you know the professional athlete machines where they put their little boots on the legs and they have to have them up on that machine. During the dinner, he had his leg on a chair and he had that machine going all dinner. He took it down to go on stage and do the Q&A. He took it down to go and do the pictures with everyone. And he still came and he still did it. And there's not many athletes that would do that just because of how much they love the fans. And,
100%.
and that's Woody to a T. He didn't want to let the Barmy Army down. And he said, we've never let him down, so why would I let you down? So he was there for us. I mean, what a man.
What an amazing...
Makes me emotional.
It's amazing that, isn't it? That is the sort of person who you just want... you know, an amazing crescendo or crowning moment of his career.
And Collie, on the other hand, he knew it was going to be a good night, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was fine. There was no leg brace on.
No, he was enjoying himself.
What we should also say is big thanks to Edgbaston as well for hosting that event. So the World Championship of Cricket Legends is coming up, 18th of July. It returns to Edgbaston. Just wait for this lineup, Chris. Right. Teams featuring England, India, Pakistan, Australia, West Indies, and South Africa. So you've got a few names to go out there. Sometimes with these things, you don't get quite the names that you think that you're going to get when these things are launched. However, Darwan, De Villiers, Owen Morgan, Moeen Ali, DJ Bravo, Safaraz Ahmed, Yuvraj Singh, Chris Gale, Shahid Afridi, and more as well still to be announced. The tournament takes place in Edgbaston, Northampton, Headingley, and Leicester. I'm going to get tickets. Straight up, not asking for it through you guys. I'm going to get tickets to that. That is absolutely ludicrous.
It's incredible, isn't it?
So good.
It is unbelievable how they've pulled off bringing those legends to Birmingham to play against each other once again. It's amazing. Can't wait to see it. I reckon Shahid Afridi bowling to Chris Gale will feel like a 2008 throwback. I was
going to say,
I want to see it.
That's probably why I want to go, because I'll feel 14 again, and then I'm going to wear my Admiral Barmy Army shirt and go and feel really like nostalgic about it.
Good man. You had decent hair back then as well.
I did actually, yeah. I've got it back again now. That is a great lineup. So many thanks to Edgbaston for hosting the Barmy Army 30th anniversary. Absolutely brilliant, dude.
Absolutely.
We will be back for more Everywhere We Go action with some more brilliant guests, and also talking things the Fans World Cup next time. We'll see you soon.